Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we're taking a look and I'm going to show you how to install the Inno Roof Rack system with the through feet and the 51-inch long crossbars and the custom fit kit for your 2019 Honda Civic. So this is the Honda Civic Sedan, and it's a cool looking car. But what if you want to use it for other things besides looking cool? Maybe you want to carry around other accessories like your roof box or your kayaks or your roof basket. What you then need is a roof rack system. So with this having a naked roof, you are going to have to get the custom fit kit that fits around your doors, as well as the towers and the crossbars that are the right length. So we'll talk about that and how well it fits your car and what other options you might have. So first is a crossbar length, and this is the 51-inch long crossbar, which I like because there's a good amount of overhang here. I get to maximize the length of having a crossbar. Measuring from the front to the end, by the end cap, we have 2 3/4 inches of overhang. Now the downside to overhang on a sedan is if it sticks out past your door, you could also possibly hit your head against that crossbar. So if you want a shorter crossbar, that's an option for you. Or you can check out the flush feet options as well that Inno has. Next is going to be clearances. So that's 2 measurements. First is the distance from the top of the roof to the bottom of the crossbar. Here we have it at 3.5 inches of clearance. So if you have accessories that have really large clamps that go around, or you're gonna have to work with U-bolts and wing nuts, you want a good amount of clearance. 3.5 is actually pretty good. Next is the height added to the top of the roof. So here, top of the roof to the top of the crossbar, I have it about a little past 4.5 inches. And what that means is this is where your cargo is gonna sit. If you're carrying around skis and snowboards, especially those with extra large bindings, you wanna make sure you have enough clearance. And if you don't, you gotta check out our accessories that give you that extra clearance. So this is actually the system that I have on my own car because I think it looks really, really good. This is the through feet design, which means you have the end caps on the end. So you have that nice sleek look. You can also see how it's an aerodynamic bar. So you have it where it's wider on top and it tapers towards the end. And that way when you're driving down the road, you have less wind drag and less wind noise compared to your traditional round or square crossbars. And if you take the end cap off, you actually have access to the T-track channels. So if you want to use your T-track mounted accessories, you just push down and you slide the accessory through. That way if you want your, let's say, bike rack further towards the end, you can just secure it up top and pop that end cap right back on to cover it. I also like this because everything is included, including the metal lock cores. Some other brands, they have plastic lock cores and you have to purchase separately other lock cores so that they're all key to like, things like that. Here you have 4 key to like lock cores and 2 keys. So that way, if you want to secure your roof rack system, you can just lock that up and you can now unlock it, and that way you have access to the hooks to tighten it down. So this is made of aluminum, and not only does it look sleek, but it's also very sturdy. So compared to entry-level roof rack brands, where if you put all the weight in the middle, it starts bowing a little bit, this is strong all throughout. Now, with this being a naked roof though, you do have a Inno given weight capacity of 120 pounds maximum. So while the bars themselves can carry up to 165, just because of how it sits on your roof, you may have less than that. So double check your actual roof weight capacity, add up the weight of your cargo, the weight of your accessory, the weight of your roof rack, and that will help you stay within your capacity. Because you have to install this at certain points on your roof, you have a fixed crossbar spread. So center of one crossbar to the other, it's going to be a 25-inch crossbar spread. Now, for that install process, let me show you how to do that. So the install process can look a little tricky, but that's what this video is for. I'm going to guide you through the process, and everything you need is going to be included with your kit. Now, I already installed the rear crossbars. We're going to install the front crossbar together. So first, you're going to insert this plate into your crossbar. So push out that tray until you can pop this through. Make sure it's facing the right way. See how that open end is facing out. And then you're gonna push this inside, press that button in until it's visible. Then get your tower and see how there's a bolt as well as those little tabs. You're gonna fit that onto the plate, and no need to tighten down anything just yet. Just make sure it's seated there so that you can push it through the crossbar. Now do the same thing on the other side. Now included with your fit kit is going to be the measurements for your vehicle. So for example, we have the 4-door sedan Honda Civic here. So for the front crossbar, the towers need to be 41.5 inches apart. So you're gonna take your measurements, you can use the center line, you can measure for the towers. Just make sure that you're going to the right spot on the tower for those measurements. Once you've gotten your towers to the distance apart, just use the included tool to tighten down the tower. Then get the pad that matches your crossbar. So we're gonna do the front crossbar. So the pad number is gonna be 425, and we're gonna pop it onto that tower, making sure it's facing it where the taller portion is towards the inside. And now you have a specific mounting position. So for your front crossbar, it's gonna be 11.75 inches from the door seam. So right there, and you have an included sticker if you want to put that there as a marker. Now you're ready to very gently set your crossbar onto your roof. If you have those rubber pads on them, that's good because then you won't be scratching up your roof. So once you have it at the right measurement on both sides, you're then gonna put that hook on. Now the hook has different numbers too, so make sure you get the right one for the right crossbar. Just set the hook on the tower, grab your bolt and feed it through so it threads to the back part, and just tighten that down by hand first. So I say hand tighten because you want to evenly tighten down the towers. Meaning you would partly tighten down this side, then you go to the other side and then tighten that down, then come back here, back and forth. That way you don't skew the entire system to one side or the other. So once you've tightened down both towers properly, then everything should be good, everything should be secure. You'll even be confident enough to slam your door on that hook. Now let's just put those end caps on. So there's the end caps for the crossbars, those just pop on there, and then there's the end caps for the towers, and then don't forget to lock them down. Just double check that all 4 towers are locked down and that everything's nice and secure, and that's it for the install. You're ready to pack this up and go. So my personal thoughts about the Inno Roof Rack system is you can see why I use it for my own car, mainly because of that overhang is not too much where it's a bother getting into the car, but it also looks super slick. The silver accents match the silver accents on our Honda Civic here, and I think that works out great. But not only does it look good, but it works great too. That 120-pound weight capacity could be a little struggle if you have your heavier items, so definitely keep that in mind. If you want less overhang, check out the shorter bar version or the flush feet version. And if you have Thule or Yakima or Rhino Rack accessories, there's also crossbars that match those accessories if you want them all key alike. I personally still think it's a great choice to go with your Inno Roof Rack system though. This is the 51-inch long crossbar with the through feet with the custom fit kit for your 2019 Honda Civic. My name is Evangeline and I hope you enjoyed the journey.